Kirkley is off tonight, but Alexa Belcastro joins me tonight. And Alexa, what better way to close out a season like this with a win over a division rival?
You know, the season is over, but what a better way to head into the offseason, like you said, with this victory. The team definitely needed that. Only one win away from being the worst season in franchise history.
Can't wait to move on, but let's go ahead and break down how the Broncos pulled this one off today. Now, they were looking to avoid their 10th straight divisional loss, and we got to jump right into the highlights here today because, well, simply put, the Chargers got right to making them. On their opening drive, it was just too easy. We had Keenan Allen, a guy who wasn't active in their last meeting with the Broncos, capping off a 75-yard drive for the 7-0 lead. Now the Broncos' turn. On their first drive, we got Latavius Murray cutting into the end zone to tie the game 7-7.
Despite a battle in the red zone, the Broncos defense will allow the Chargers to score again on the third drive here. Herbert connects with Everett for a 3-yard score. Chargers retake the lead. It's now 14-7. Let's head over to the second quarter now. Austin Ekeler with the ball. Justin Simmons and Alex Singleton knock it free, and Josie Jewell comes away to recover the fumble.
Latavius Murray continues to help this offense get downfield. Shifty 25-yard rush. He'd go on to another 100-yard rushing game. Broncos get 3 out of that drive, but trail 14-10. On the Chargers' next drive, they extend their lead to 7, but we had to show this sack on Justin Herbert. I mean, king of sack celebrations right there.
Go off Baron Browning. Now, right before the half, Russell Wilson runs jet sweep. He lets it fly to Jerry Jeudy. You know that's his main target for the 58-yard reception. Very next play, Wilson, he'll run the fake here and get it to Eric Tomlinson, who grabs the TD pass. He's second of the season, and we go into halftime tied.
And the Broncos keep the momentum in the third. Running back Tyler Beatty with his first NFL reception gets his first NFL touchdown, and the Broncos will take the lead. Chargers still pressing, of course, though, with their starters in. DeAndre Carter takes off, about to score, but in comes Justin Simmons, punches out the ball, and Kareem Jackson will secure the possession for the Broncos.
Gotta love that guy, Justin Simmons. Huge defensive play. The Broncos have a long way to go, but this helps right here. A 52-yard bomb to Wilson's teammate back in Seattle, Freddie Swain. It sets up this play action. Russell Wilson to Courtland Sutton for his first touchdown catch. Get this, since week 4, 31-20.
Hard to believe that, Alexa, but finally the Chargers, they do sit their starters. Well, most of them at least. Keenan Allen tacks on one more touchdown, but from there the Broncos defense stands tall to get that win, 31-28. So, Alexa, with this win, the Broncos avoid becoming the first team in Broncos franchise history to lose all 6 AFC West matchups. And they were so close to their first 13-loss season as well. But most importantly, we saw some major improvements on offense today.
Yeah, the Broncos surpassed the Chargers in almost every category. Today, we really saw an explosive offense. The stat that really stands out to me, though, is yards on the ground. The Broncos completed just over 200 yards on the ground. Also, not to mention Wilson contributing 18 of those yards. So pretty good.
Pretty good. But speaking of Russell Wilson, outside of the first and the last drives in the first half, he simply didn't look good passing, completing less than half of those passes at the break. But when he did find a receiver like Jerry Jeudy, they were able to make some huge gains when it mattered. And then in the second half, it was just clicking with just about all of his receivers.
I agree. He did look like his old self again when it comes to moving outside of the pocket. That's what we've been waiting for all season. That's the Russell Wilson we want. He completed 3 passes over 50 yards. So it could be better, but that scrambling out of the pocket is where we saw improvement.
For sure, an amazing effort to end the season with, but how about what we saw to start this one out? Now, not only did the crowd partake in a moment of silence for Damar Hamlin, and let's go ahead and run that video, but Russell Wilson and Derwin James, who is number 3 for the Chargers, met midfield right before kickoff. They took a knee together and said a prayer for the Bills' safety as he remains in critical condition in Cincinnati.
I know that's been weighing heavy on my mind and heart as everyone in the NFL community. So that was really beautiful to see, really a chilling moment, and you were there to see it.
Yeah, and it was really cool to see this entire stadium, really come together in that moment for the safety. But Russell Wilson commented on that moment too, so listen in.
Me and Derwin to be able to pray number 3s for Damar, and just to be able to drop down and pray right in the center of it all. That's what life's about.
Russ also said he's ready and excited for next season. All the post-game reaction is coming up after the break. Welcome back. Well, the offseason is here, and it can feel long for the vets and the rookies. And personally, Alexa, one of my favorite things that I saw today was some of those rookies making their NFL debuts, and what a difference they made out there today, like offensively Tyler Beatty and defensively Jaquan McMillan.
Yeah, we even saw some rookie touchdowns out there, which was awesome. You have to give credit where credit is due. This team continued to find ways to motivate each other and get through adversity during these times. And they were clicking in all three phases today, so I think that meant a lot to this locker room. Let's take a listen.
It means everything. It just boosted my confidence even more going into the offseason. I'm at it just trying to get better, keep progressing, keep learning from the older guys, keep learning from my coaches. I'm just grateful for the opportunity.
Is there a small...
The guys, the room not going to always be the same. Just being around the guys, learning from the older guys like K-Jack, Jay Sims, even Pat. So them experiences is going forever. I'm going to always remember those experiences.
Now, not only did young guys like him make a difference today, but Courtland Sutton finally getting into the end zone. Man, was that long overdue. And Jerry Jeudy's 154 yards with just 5 receptions. It was so refreshing to see that connection between him and Russell Wilson once again today.
We had to check that Sutton stat a couple times because we were like, is this right? This can't be. But obviously today was a huge win. That doesn't erase this season, though, and we want to point that out. Safety Justin Simmons says this team, they're hungrier than ever.
Yeah, that's tough. I'd actually have to really think about it. I think, I mean, it felt great to win, right? I think ending the season on a positive was, a big objective for us. But, yeah, I mean, it still doesn't take away that the season was tough and it was hard, and obviously not anything that any of us wanted, players, coaches, fans. I know it was tough, but I'm glad that we won, glad we ended on a positive, and I know we're heading in the right direction. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited to get back to winning and, next year at this point in time, be talking about our, who we're going to be facing in the first round of the playoffs.
Obviously, we're not continuing on after tonight. But I really believe that season 12 for me and next season, year 2 here, and begins tomorrow morning at 5:30 in the morning, and that's what we're going to do.
Russell Wilson talked a lot post-game about next season. You heard Justin Simmons talk about how they're moving in the right direction. They're both very excited to start fresh, I would say. But there are so many unknowns about what this team's going to look like. But from what we heard tonight in the locker room and post-game, these guys are going to continue to have Russell Wilson's back.
It's really not a Russell Wilson comment if he doesn't bring up his 5:30 a.m. workout routine,
Right.
Is it? But good. I'm glad he kept it consistent. And, it's good to hear they have their QBs back. So I think there's a lot of positives that we can look forward to next season, because the worst is a divided locker room. And I don't think that's fixable. And I don't think we saw that today. So credit to interim head coach Jerry Rosburg for finding ways to bring the team together.
All right, Alexa. Well, we're going to take a break, but coming up next in Sunday Night Overtime.
Russell Wilson and Derwin James wearing the same jersey number as Damar Hamlin.
How cool. Russell Wilson and Derwin James met in the middle of the field to say a prayer for Bills safety Damar Hamlin. Hamlin was also represented on the scoreboard. Very moving moment seeing both teams locking arms in honor of Damar Hamlin. What a chilling pregame ceremony. The Broncos had their season finale today against the Los Angeles Chargers. Although it wasn't the season everyone was hoping for, what a way to go out on a high note. Chargers are playoff bound, locked into the 5 seed with the Ravens loss today. Keenan Allen, he finds the end zone first for a 14-yard touchdown. Chargers up 7-0. Check out this play call here. Jet sweep, Jerry Jeudy runs all the way to the 5. This guy puts on the Jets, and then he's pushed out of bounds, ensuing a Latavius Murray 2-yard touchdown. Make that his 5th rushing score of the season. The guy's making an impact quick. Game is tied at 7. Chargers respond on the next drive. Herbert finds Gerald Everett for a 3-yard touchdown. Wait for this celebration. Whoa, what is that? They extend their lead 14-7. Watch out for this Bronco defense. Eckler with the fumble. Josie Jewell comes away with the ball. Broncos take over on the 49, ensuing a McManus field goal. 14-10, Chargers defense say that way. After a 48-yard field goal from the Chargers, Wilson doing what he is known for, scrambling out of the pocket for a 4-yard bomb to Jerry Jeudy. Next play, it's play fake, and Wilson finds Tomlinson in the end zone to tie this game at 17 going into half. That's Tomlinson's second touchdown of the season. Talk about a good story on this next one. 2nd and 4, Wilson finds rookie Tyler Beatty, who runs it in for a touchdown. It's his first NFL game, and he scores a touchdown. Broncos take the lead 24-17. Wilson throws another bomb for the day for a touchdown, and the Broncos will walk away with the win. The Broncos win their final game of the season, 31-28. So many improvements today that we were all hoping for. Unfortunately, we can't head to the locker room quite yet because they are not ready, but that's a wrap to the 2023 season. These last two games seems like we really saw the old Russell Wilson. He finishes his night with just over 280 yards attributed to his arm and legs and threw for 3 touchdowns. Well, next up, time to see who will lead this team next year. Interviewing Sean Payton is on the list, and Michigan's head coach Jim Harbaugh. But since Payton retired before his contract was up with the Saints, the Broncos had to request permission for this interview. And if they do decide to go with Sean Payton, the Saints want the Broncos' first-round draft pick that the Broncos received from the Bradley Chubb trade.